Hi everyone. So I got a message from another creator on Instagram letting me know about we'll just call it a channel that's, sharing more pirated things from the Blender space. It's always a controversial subject. I have a particular stance on piracy that's maybe a bit unusual now. It's kind of changed over time. But the only reason I want to warn you about it is because what they showed of mine being shared on that channel is free stuff anyway. They sent me a picture of the community material pack being shared through a piracy channel, which doesn't make any fucking sense. It's free. On that matter, I remember, I think Machines Tools, some of them used to be free and now they're paid. But I think back in the day, there was a situation where they got a help request from someone that said, oh, I installed your add-on. And then all of a sudden, my files disappeared or everything black screened or something went wrong. And it became apparent that, the person hadn't obtained it legitimately. And at that point, it's not our problem. The situation happens where you've got to ask yourself this. Why does a piracy channel want to redistribute something that's already free? Again, we've got objective evidence that this has happened now, but they are repackaged with viruses, crypto miners, keyloggers, session hijackers, or a combination of the above. Not all the time, but it does happen. Now, again, I don't condone piracy, but I know it happens. So what I'm saying is do a little bit of research before you just download something just because it's there. If it's already freely available online, just think, oh, wait, what? Okay, that's a bit sus. Why are they just redistributing it here? Why do they want me to get it from them rather than the original creator? As for the paid stuff, now we're not going to talk about, GPL license and all that because it just starts so many cringe ass arguments in the comments. And I'm honestly sick of reading them over all these years. If I see anyone start arguing about the GPL license in the comments of this video, I'll just delete them. This video is not about that, but I want to talk about the product creator perspective for paid things being pirated, right? Because there's a couple of ways to think about it. There is a benefit to a little bit of piracy occurring. Again, I don't condone it. I'm not saying you should pirate, but for paid creators feeling worried about piracy, and again, it's not just about add-ons. They actually shared me that their course content is being pirated, paid course material, which sucks, So think about this. As a product creator, imagine that you have a sum of money that you might invest into marketing, like adverts. And we'll say it's £1,000. I don't really do that kind of marketing because I am my own marketing, obviously. I've tried to do little bits and it's not really effective. There's a lot of stuff that will just drain your money for no reason. I'm imagining Google search ads. Who really cares? Ads on Reddit? Meh, not really. Promotions on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok? Maybe. But they seem like big sinks of money that just kind of go nowhere. Okay, so we'll say there's £1,000 that you might spend on marketing that's going down the drain. Now imagine the amount of money you might lose through piracy. If it's less than your marketing budget, then I think there's maybe a net benefit because the people pirating it will maybe be discussing the product. Or we know that there'll be more people using it overall than would have done from a wasted marketing budget. Again, we're assuming that that money's been wasted. So if that's true, if the amount is less than your wasted marketing budget, then what I would say is what we have is a situation where a collective of people that think they're sticking it to the man, and not paying for the product have effectively become unpaid workers for you. Without you needing to pay them, they have become this organic, grassroots guerrilla marketing movement where they're talking about your product and sharing it around. Now, again, that will become a problem if that outgrows, the potential marketing loss that you would have spent anyway. And I do think it is generally a problem anyway. At the moment, I know people pirate my things, but we're having to shut down things now, like Blendstream and all that from the recent videos because the money's just not there for it. So, realistically, it's up to you as the collective community. It's only a very small number of people that take part in piracy, relatively speaking, but you are responsible for the effects of that collectively. If you want to squeeze the creator out of the space with an immense amount of piracy, that's up to you. If you want to support the creator, that's up to you. If you want to take part in a little bit of piracy that might have a very slight net benefit from, again, a guerrilla grassroots marketing movement, then that's up to you. It shouldn't really be our job to go around chasing everyone. I do think that the community is its own kind of immune system in some way. If we think about white hat, nice community members being, I don't know, we'll say you're the antibodies, T and B cells and all that. Then we'll say that the piracy movement is little pathogens of various kinds. And that overall, we have it under control. But it's always going to be there. And the white hat community is going to be kind of trained and optimized against it over time. And we, as the command center here, the brain, it's not really our concern to work on an individual level with the immune system. You don't think about it, it just happens. But that's kind of how I think about the community a little bit. In this place, in this corner, with my products, my community, my Patreon, etc., I am the command center center, right? You came here. This is my channel. I'm command. If you're a part of this community, you can be part of the immune system, you know? I mean, maybe it's more like antibodies in the way that, you know, I get messages from people that flag up and they say, oh, hey, I noticed this, or I found your thing here. That's what antibodies do. They just flag things. Not everyone likes to report things, as in on a platform, like reporting, oh, you know, this is a violation of this law or this term of the website. You know, that's more of like a cytotoxic cell job, or a macrophage actually like killing the thing. There are some people out there that like doing that, like actually attacking the people that pirate. I know it's kind of funny that the guy learning biomed is going for that analogy, but you see the point. Like, I can't go obsessing over every single pathogen that arrives. Already, it shouldn't be my concern to do that. It's just something that happens naturally. And so long as it stays within a certain level, like so long as I'm not getting sepsis from this problem, then we should be okay, you know? So yeah, that's my little message to the two aspects of this. If you're a person who does happen to pirate things, again, don't pirate. I don't condone it, but I know you will anyway. Don't get free things from pirated channels because it's suspicious and it doesn't make sense. And if you're a product creator, don't let it entirely demoralize you. If it's only a little bit of activity, just maintain like this silver lining perspective on it a bit, that there may be some marketing benefits. And as we know, like a lot of people that have used Adobe stuff in the past, they'll say historically, well, you know, I used to pirate Adobe, but then I used it so much, I ended up paying for it anyway. You know, some people do that, some don't. To be honest, it's a bit similar to Patreon, right? Where, you know, I've had a lot of people say that they'll sign up to the Patreon and then they don't. But, you know, it's not our concern. It's just something that happens. It's just human nature. I keep making a joke to my friend Mel that Fern haven't paid their fucking license fee for Afterglow. Again, you can either buy the unlimited license, in which case you'll just never have to worry about it, like in past, present, or future, best option for you, or just pay it individually per video. And then you can ask me to add things for you, you know, even on a per video basis. I don't mind working. We could have a nice professional relationship. Just pay your fucking license fee, okay?